Hello, beautiful queens. Today, the topic is how to date authentically because when you are authentic, you are magnetizing people to you that is going to be aligned with your true nature. When we talk about authenticity, we automatically think of somebody who is just themselves, right? They're not pretending to be anybody else. They are just completely themselves. And why do we want to be authentic? Because we truly want to be with somebody who loves us for who we are, not who we have to be. So if you have a history of performing when you're dating, and I feel like a lot of us probably have been there before. I know I have been as well. When you go on dates or you're meeting somebody for the first time, and usually it's somebody who you really like, and you start to overthink, you start to perform, you start to be somebody else that you're not because you really want that person to like you, which is so crazy, right? Because when you think about it, of course, the right person is going to love you for who you are. They're going to like you for who you are. So, why do we start to think, or why do we perform when we meet somebody who we really like and we think, oh, we have to be this way, or we have to say the right things, or we have to be a certain way for that person to like us? They're going to like us if they're the right person for us. But how will they know? How will we know that they like us if we are not ourselves? Think about when you are meeting somebody who you don't like and you are just completely yourself. In that moment, you don't care whether that person likes you or not. Whereas if you are with somebody who you really like, there is that bit of a risk that they may not like you back because you like them, right? That is where we start to perform and we start to pretend, or we start to want to say the right things, overthink, and want to prove ourselves. And I think if we can take that same mentality that we have over here when we meet somebody that we don't like and we don't need them to like us back, can we bring that same mindset over here and be like, you know what, this person is good looking, this person is amazing, but I also don't care if they don't like me back, right? Like, I like me, and I know that the right person is going to like me back. If you can have this mindset when you are dating or when you are meeting somebody who is like amazing, right? And that's the thing too, is when you meet somebody, if they're good looking, or if they have so many followers, or if they're financially successful, or whatever the case may be, those are very superficial things. You don't even know the person. You don't even know if they're a good person. You don't even know if they're kind, if they're generous, if they have good morals, if they have good values, if they can meet your needs, if they have the same vision in relationships as you do. So you don't really know if they're going to be the right person for you or not. But right away, we see these external things and we start to think, we start to put these people on a pedestal, and we start to think, okay, I want them to like me back because they seem successful, they seem like they've got their things together, they're good looking. Let's look deeper beyond that. Instead of us jumping to the gun and thinking that they're amazing, how about we just take it one step at a time and really allow them to reveal themselves, to see, is there something beyond this? I want to know their morals. How do they think? What's their mindset like? What do they value? What's important to them? What do they want out of a connection? Do they want to get married? Do they want to have kids? There's so many more things that goes into a long-term fulfilling and healthy and loving relationship than just looks, success, financial stability. That was the introduction. Let's get into 3 things you can do to make sure that you are being authentic when you are dating. So the very first thing is to have the mindset that you do want to be with somebody who likes you for who you are, not for who you have to be. Where does this mindset come from that we have to prove ourselves or to earn love or to change ourselves. A lot of the times it comes from our childhood. Maybe we didn't feel loved. Maybe we didn't think that we were enough. Maybe we didn't think that we are worthy of love. And look, as a child, you don't know any better. You do internalize everything that happens to you. So maybe your parents were super loving, but they had to work a lot of the times. They had to be away a lot of the times. But as a child, as a kid, you internalize that to mean something about you, to make it your fault. So you may think that they were away a lot of the times because you weren't lovable, or that your needs don't matter, or that you don't matter, or that you're not important. Dr. Gabor Mate, I hope I'm saying his name correctly, he mentions in one of his podcast episodes that kids are narcissists because we make everything about us. And it's true, we do, because if you think about it, as a child, you don't yet have the capacity to understand work, that you need money to survive, that you need to go to work to earn money, to pay for food, to pay for all of these things. You don't have that capacity to think beyond yourself and your parents. So anything that happens, you do internalize that to make it mean something about you. So most likely, as adults in romantic relationships, we carry those very same wounds, those very same internalized injuries or disempowering beliefs about ourselves that are not true, but they are still with us. And so they are impacting the way that we are behaving around other people, around romantic potential partners, even around family, friends, work colleagues, and even strangers, right? These beliefs are shaping the way we interact with people, what we are willing to tolerate, what we think we deserve. So understanding that a lot of your mindset of why you can't be yourself, or why you have a tendency to prove yourself when you're dating or to perform, it could also even be related to your life experiences to date. So it might not always be about your childhood as well. It could be that you've been single for a long time. Like I was single for almost 8 years before I got into my most recent relationship. And during that 8 year period, I thought there was something wrong with me. What's going on? I just can't get a man to commit to me. And I would go on so many dates, but they just don't really eventuate into something more. And so you start to internalize these things of like, maybe there is something wrong with me, right? But I eventually realized that no, there's actually nothing wrong with me. Yes, you do have to do some inner work to understand and to build your self-worth, and to see that you are worthy of love, and that you are lovable, and that you are deserving of the relationship of your dreams. But it also starts with you letting go of the need to be in a relationship anyway, and loving your life, and loving yourself, and just emanating love wherever you go. You don't need to be in a relationship to be in love. You can be in love right now. My point is, the reason why you perform, the reason why you think you have to be somebody else that you're not when you're dating, is most likely either due to childhood or your life experiences to date. Okay. And just knowing that they do have an impact on you, on how you think, on how you operate, on what you think you deserve. And so we want to shift that. We want to change our mindset. We want to have the mindset of, I am so lovable. Who I am is incredible. I'm amazing. I'm magnetic. I'm wonderful. And I know that the right person is going to love me for me. So that is who I'm looking for. I'm looking for somebody who is going to love me for who I am, not who I have to be. So when you're dating, right, like that is the mindset that you're going to carry into those different connections. If you really want to be so in love with your authentic self, your true self, then carry this affirmation with you. I can be loved for who I am. You can have different variations of this. It could be, I want to be loved for who I am. You know, it could also be, I am so lovable just as I am. It could be whatever it is that feels right for you. And you can just repeat this over and over again to remind yourself. You can use these affirmations when you're about to go on a date, or when you're meeting somebody who's really good looking, you know, and you notice yourself wanting them to like you back. Just remind yourself, I want to be loved for who I am. And just have that mindset. The second tip is to be you. It's a very easy tip, right? But it's not as easy as it sounds. So be you, right? Be authentically you. When we look in the definition of authenticity or being authentic in the dictionary, it's just the quality of being real, the quality of being true to yourself. And sometimes we don't even know who that version is because we've spent our whole lives trying to be somebody else that we're not. Life isn't sunshines and rainbows all the time. And there have most likely been instances where you've had to pretend to be somebody else that you're not, or you may think, right? You may think that you had to be somebody else. And so just holding so much compassion for yourself if you don't even know what your true version is, and know that that's okay. You are going to come back to you. You're going to come back to your true version. And it starts with you asking yourself questions, listening to yourself. The best question that you can ask yourself is, do I like me? Do I like me? Do I like that I'm doing this? Do I like this? A lot of the times when we're dating, we, as women, I feel like we like to go with the flow a lot, and we want the man to be in the lead and to make decisions. And so we tend to not voice what we actually want, what we actually don't want. And so a lot of the times we don't even ask ourselves, what do I want? Do I like going here? Do I like eating this food? Do I like looking this way? Last night I was getting ready to go to an event. It's like an ecstatic dancing event where there's no alcohol involved, and you just dance, and it's very free flowing, and it's all about movement and being free in your body. And it was the first event that I went to like this, but I've wanted to go to that sort of event for a long time now. So as I was getting ready, I was putting on my makeup, and I don't know about you, but if you're on TikTok or on social media, there's usually a lot of different advice out there that tells you how to dress according to your rising sign, or how to dress according to, you know, psychology, how you can make people like you more. There's just so many different advice, right? And as I was doing my makeup, I wasn't in love with my makeup. I know that like this gold color that I have, like eyeshadow that I have on, looks beautiful. And when other people see me, they'll see that gold sparkle. But then I was thinking, it's not actually about them though. Why am I dressing for other people? Why am I doing my makeup in a certain way for other people? And so I started asking myself, do I even like my makeup like this? And immediately I was like, no, I don't like my makeup. Look, I looked good. I looked amazing, but the makeup just wasn't 100% me. I wasn't really feeling it last night. And so I said to myself, okay, I don't like it. So how can I make myself like it? So I fixed it. I did it in a way that I liked. I kept asking myself these questions of like, how can I make me like me more? What can I do that will make me love my makeup, right? Like, what can I do that will make me feel good? What can I do that will make me look good for me, right? Like, this is all for me. It's not for other people. I'm not trying to dress for the male gaze. I'm not trying to dress so that other people can come up to me and like think I'm the most amazing woman ever. Because the truth is, I already know that I am. I'm the most amazing woman ever. But also, there are other amazing women out there too. I know that I'm not the only one. So I don't need to dress for other people. I don't need to do my makeup in a way for other people to like me. I want to like me because I like me. And this is the thing too, is that's being authentic, right? Like, I'm staying true to myself. I'm being real. I'm staying true to what I like, to what I feel represents me the best. And so asking yourself these questions, if you're putting on makeup, whatever you're dressing, whatever you're wearing, even the way you talk, even the way you carry yourself, ask yourself these questions. Do I like me? And if the answer is no, what can I do that will make me like me more? It's not about other people, it's about you. What can you do that will make you like you more? And being so in love with that version of you, that authentic, that true version of you, so that when you go out into the world, can you imagine you've got this mindset of, I can be loved for who I am, and I want to be loved for who I am, right? You go out into the world with that mindset, and you're dressing in a way that is authentic to you, that you like. You're speaking the way that you like, you're doing your makeup the way that you like. And I promise you, going on this journey, it's going to make you fall in love with yourself, and you're going to really see, like, oh my God, this is what I like, this is what I don't like. And then this goes on to the third tip, which is to communicate what you don't like and what you do like. So going back to what I was saying before, a lot of women, me included, we don't voice what we don't like or what we do like, because we don't want to come across as too demanding, or, you know, that we're leading. But it's actually not leading. You're just communicating your true desires, your authentic desires to the man, to whoever you're dating, and seeing if they can honor your desires. I remember I just started becoming a vegetarian, and I went to this date's house. He made me dinner, and it was chicken. It was chicken, and this was many years ago, where I didn't have a lot of self-worth, and I didn't honor myself. I didn't honor what I truly wanted, what I didn't want. I didn't want to come across as too demanding or, just difficult. So I ate my dinner, you guys. Okay, I ate it, and I've never done that ever again, because afterwards I just thought to myself, why did I do that? Why did I do that? Like, I don't even eat chicken. Why would I eat chicken? But luckily, it was just the very early stages of me becoming a vegetarian. So I wasn't too engrossed in that identity yet. But now, if you're a vegetarian, or if you don't like meeting at 5 a.m. in the morning to go for a run, or if you don't want to meet too late at night, voice that, communicate that. Just be like, oh, I don't meet this late in the night. And I was talking to my girlfriend, and she was saying the same thing. She's like, I don't know why, I don't even like running, but the guy was into running, and he asked me to wake up at 5 a.m. to go for a run, and I did it. But I hate running. I hate waking up early. and so we women, we do this, and I'm sure men do it too, okay? But I'm not talking to the men here, I'm talking to the women. Just honor that you don't like running if you don't, right? Honor if you don't like breakfast dates, or if you don't like cheap dates, whatever that may look like. It's really just honoring yourself, honoring your authentic desires. You are being authentic to you when you honor yourself. what do you like, what you don't like. If you don't know what you don't like and what you do like yet, that's fine. But let the situations happen, things will occur, and you'll feel it in your body of like, I don't really like this. I'm not excited about it. I don't really want to do this. Then listen to yourself, honor that you don't want to do that, and you can communicate it in a graceful, feminine way. You don't need to be, um, cold and expect them to read your mind. No, men don't know how to read our minds. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, but communication, I've found, is key in all of my relationships. And it really allows the person to see who you are, what you're about, and it allows them to rise to the occasion or to fall to the occasion. But then at least you know that, okay, this connection is not right for me, and that's okay. It's okay for connections to not work out, and again, going back to that very first mindset of I want to be loved for who I am, and that's it. That's it, right? Not who you have to be, not who you have to pretend, not who you have to perform to be. No. So it's really honoring your likes and your dislikes when you're dating. So that is it for now, ladies. Those are my 3 tips for how to date and be your true self. And what I would also say as well is if you have unhealthy patterns in your relationships, right? Like in your history of dating, then the very first thing that you'd want to do is to really sit with yourself as well and just check in with how did these patterns develop? What were the catalyst for these patterns to occur, right? So if you tend to be in your masculine a lot of the times, if you tend to overgive, if you tend to save men, if you tend to people please, then going back to understanding how these things have shaped you, where did they first develop, is going to really help you as well, because you want to shift out of these patterns. It's all well and good to date authentically and be your true self, but when you get into a serious relationship, if you haven't dealt with these unhealthy patterns, they will show up. And so you'd want to be proactive, because this is something that I wish I did, was to be proactive. And sometimes, look, we're not always going to be. Sometimes you will have to go through situations for you to see that you do have these patterns still. And that is when you thank the patterns for showing up, and then you choose different. You shift out of those patterns so that you can have loving, fulfilling, healthy relationships between 2 very whole people. So thank you so much, ladies, for joining me today. I am so excited to be doing this video for you because I'm in this beautiful villa. I was just thinking to myself, like, oh my gosh, I need to do a video here because how beautiful is the setup, and everything is just so gorgeous. And there's like a pool in front of me. It's just so beautiful. So I knew I had to do a beautiful video for you ladies, because us feminine women, we love beauty. So I wanted to really bring this video to you as well, and really help you in your journey of dating, because it's something that I've been navigating lately. And it's fun, it's fun to date, but it's also fun to be your true self and to really fall in love with yourself. So I really hope that this video will help you fall in love with yourself, with your true self. And if you have any comments, please put them below. I will be back here very soon with another video. Bye for now, ladies.